The brand new Call of Duty Mobile Season 6 update just dropped, which features a bunch of bugs and nerfs. So today, we're going to be going over the top 5 best guns that you guys can use to get number 1 in COD Mobile. Before we head into our official top 5 list, we're going to be going over 2 honorable mentions. And for our first honorable mention in gun number 7, we have the HVK. Now, unfortunately, the HVK had its time at being a top 3 for the longest time in past seasons, but due to the fast gameplay that CODM has been introducing in recent seasons, the HVK is no longer up on that top list. Now, even though the HVK is not at the top, the HVK is still a viable AR to use depending on how you use it with long to mid-range battles, especially with the 2-tap potential if you manage to hit 2 shots to the head. The downsides of this weapon is the slow fire rate, the slow mobility, and of course the slow DS time. But whenever you guys do get bored and want to use a different gun, I would recommend using this build right here, and trust me, it is a fun one. Coming in at number 6, in our last and final honorable mention, we have the BP-50. Now, the BP-50 is weird. It isn't really that good of an assault rifle to use out long range battles, but when it comes down to close to mid-range battles in maps such as Nuketown, Shipment, or Summit, it is a very good option to use. It has one of the fastest fire rate weapons as an AR in COD Mobile, and on top of that, it has 60 bullets depending on which build you use, which is insane for an assault rifle. The mobility is still pretty good, however, the BSA isn't that strong, which is why I mentioned that it is only good for close to mid-range battles. Now, if you guys want my build, it is up on the screen right now. I would definitely recommend using this, and it is mainly for those players who are aggressive, so if you guys are passive, I would not recommend using this build whatsoever. To start off our top 5 gun list, we have the Odin coming in at number 5. Now, the Odin is very special, and mainly due to the fact that it has a consistent 2 to 3 tap potential in which you guys can get a kill, no matter if it's short range, medium range, or long range. On top of all that, the range is infinite, which means there's no damage drop off, and the bullet speed is pretty quick for a small weapon like this. Now, the only downside of this weapon, in my opinion, is the ADS time and the mobility. Even though the gun does have its disadvantages, it is still a very good weapon to use all across COD Mobile. Now, here's the build that I would recommend using. It is meant for aggressive players, but still works really well if you guys do like holding those headies and those long angles. And with that being said, let's get on over to gun number 4. Coming in at gun number 4, we have the Type 63. Now, in my opinion, I consider the Type 63 the older brother of the SKS, and this is why. The Type 63 has a 1 to 2 tap potential depending on where you land your bullet, 1 shot to the head and 2 shots to the body. On top of all of that, the Type 63 is not only faster than the SKS, but it also has a faster fire rate, which is why I consider it a better version of the SKS. The other good part about this weapon is the fact that it has infinite range, which means it's able to be used with short range, medium range, and long range gun battle. And the last and final thing about this weapon is the fact that it has no damage drop off whatsoever, which means you guys will have perfect BSA and perfect damage throughout everything. Coming in at number 3, we have the XM4. Now, the XM4 is special because it is pretty identical to the Type 19 before it received its nerfs. Now, due to the Type 19 getting its nerfs, the XM4 ended up taking the throne as being the best AR in the game. It has faster mobility, faster fire rate, and better BSA than Type 19 and a lot of the ARs that COD Mobile has to offer. On top of all of that, it is a hybrid, which means it is basically a mix of an SMG and AR combined into one to make the XM4. Now, in my opinion, this is probably one of my favorite ARs to use as of right now, and the main reason why is because of the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, it is good at all ranges, which makes it the perfect weapon for every single map. And on top of all that, it has little to no damage drop off, perfect BSA, and the damage is insane. Now, if you guys want my build, this is the perfect one right here, and a lot of pros use this, so keep that as you will. Coming in at number 2, we have one of the best close range SMGs and the fastest killing SMGs in COD Mobile, and that is of course the BMP. The BMP is actually one of the newest additions that COD Mobile has added ever since last season and has taken over in COD Mobile. This is one of the best weapons that you guys can use in every single close range map, which include standoff, summit, shipment, and more. Now, the main problem I see with this weapon and the reason why it's not number 1 is due to the fact that the damage drop off for those long range battles are absolutely terrible. And on top of that, The recoil pattern for those long range battles tend to become impossible to kill, so it makes this weapon very hard to use in those long range maps. However, the mobility is amazing, the BSA for close range battles is amazing, and the overall time to kill and damage is absolutely absurd. So if you guys want to use my build right here, and it is by far the best build to use, this is the one that I would recommend. And with that being said, let's get into our official #1 gun for COD Mobile Season 6. Now, for the moment that you guys have all been waiting for, but it is of course the most obvious answer, the #1 gun in COD Mobile is none other than USS-9. The USS-9 did get a back-to-back nerf from last season and this season, but the nerfs weren't really that helpful. This season, the nerf that it did receive was a nerf to the damage multiplier to the head, which means that the gun can no longer 2-tap to the head. However, even though that nerf is in place, the weapon is still one of the fastest killing SMGs when it comes down to the medium and long range battles, and on top of that, it still has its consistent 3-tap potential. This weapon right here still has the ability to beam every single weapon, no matter if it's an assault rifle, a shotgun, a sniper, or an LMG. And on top of that, the bullet speed is crazy, the damage drop off is little to none, it has infinite range, and the mobility is absolutely insane. Now, if you guys want to build, this is the one that I would recommend using. Please CODM, if you guys are watching this, nerf this weapon very soon because I'm tired of using this weapon. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the USS-9, and if you guys would like to see this weapon disappear from the game. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.